I'll answer the second one.
Yeah, so we'll take the second one. And Dr. Amin Adam, and I will take the second one. Dr. Gideon Waku will take the first one. And just to announce, we have a lot of our colleagues who are here to support this press conference. I see Honorable Frank, Honorable Samuel Uku, Loretta, Fred, and my super man here, Honorable Kobi of Takai, Honorable Vincent Azewa. The other disclaimers are very important. Let me take this opportunity to issue another disclaimer. Yes. Honorable Dr. Gideon Baku, you are going to take the second one first. Yes, Dr. Amin Adam Anta will take the second one first.
Maybe let me just say something little on the issue on the IMF. He said Dr. Tufosu was blaming the IMF, and now we are also blaming the IMF. But if there's a blame, we shouldn't do it. We shouldn't bring it out. When the IMF will slip and allow the government to deviate from the formula which the IMF agreed with us for determining the primary balance, we shouldn't say it. When the Bank of Ghana is financing Gold Board, which is monetary financing, the IMF made us to sign a memorandum of understanding with the Bank of Ghana that the Bank of Ghana will not finance government anymore. Yet, the Bank of Ghana is financing Gold Board. The minister has failed to release the $279 million he allocated to Gold Board in the 2025 budget. And the Bank of Ghana is financing the Gold Board. This is financing of the government by the Bank of Ghana. And when something like this is happening, and the IMF is sleeping over its job, we shouldn't say it. So we will continue to highlight the missteps by this government to the effect that they are trying to undo the good work we did. And we will fight to protect our legacy. Now you are talking about the expenditure being below.
No, sorry, you didn't get my question. I asked what steps are you going to take? Because when you are the help, they wrote to the IMF. So I wanted to know if you were on the straight route.
Oh, the IMF has a representative in Ghana. I hope he will get to read our statement. And I believe they will be guided. The issue on the expenditure, I've already indicated that the minister failed to achieve its revenue requirements. I've indicated that. They came to Parliament and they were too boastful of their revenue measures. But the reality is that they have failed. I gave you the numbers, 7.7 billion shortfall, Ghana cedis shortfall in total revenue and grants. 6.8 billion Ghana cedis shortfall in domestic revenue. 9 billion Ghana cedis shortfall in tax revenue. They couldn't achieve their revenue target. And now they come and say prudence. They were cutting down the controlling spending. How do you then spend when you cannot achieve your revenue? The other side, on the expenditure side, we have also noticed that they could not finance their budget. I gave you the figures on goods and services, where instead of 5.1 billion Ghana cedis, they released only 3.8 billion Ghana cedis. Where instead of 26.6 billion Ghana cedis for CAPEX for the first 3 quarters of the year, they released just 11 billion Ghana cedis. And go and talk to the ministers. The ministers will tell you they are struggling. All the ministers are complaining. Big push. You allocate 13 billion Ghana cedis. You issued commitment authorization of 7.6 billion Ghana cedis, and you have not even disbursed that money. And yet you expect contractors to go and work. This is the reality we are faced with. The fiscal policy of the government has crashed, both on the revenue side and the expenditure side. They have failed in implementing the fiscal policy Parliament approved for them. And now they are coming to ask for how much in appropriation. When we gave them the appropriation last year, what did they do with it? So Parliament has to be guided. A government that has no capacity to spend should not be given a room in terms of appropriation of what they cannot spend. Yeah. And so we on the minority, we will go to the floor and argue for the appropriation to be reduced. Because last year we gave them appropriation, they couldn't even do it. They couldn't spend it. They don't have the spending capacity because they don't have the ideas to implement their programs.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, that should be the end of the presser, and we very much appreciate each and every one of you for coming. Thank you very much, and God bless you. I still will take this opportunity to announce my colleagues who came in to support. Lawyer Boama and then Honorable Nana say, I'm going to kill and to have one. So, you guys can wait and let's do it.
My name is Kofi Oshodakon. I'm the Director of Diaspora Affairs, Office of the President, Republic of Ghana. We're looking forward to something grand, something very spectacular, something mind-blowing that's going to happen between the 3rd and 5th of December. I don't know where you find yourself on earth, but we're endorsing one big event at the Diaspora Affairs Office. It's the Ghana Fest 2025 happening live in Den Haag, inside Holland. Tell your friends about it. It's going to be something very cultural. We're going to have this trade expo that's definitely going to blow your mind. Wherever you find yourself in Europe, there's only one spot for you, Den Haag. Let's do that together between the 3rd and 5th of December 2025.
Ghana Fest Europe, live in Holland, Trade and Cultural Expo is organized by Ram Media Concepts in partnership with the Ghana National Chamber of Commerce and Industry in collaboration with the Recogin Netherlands and endorsed by key government institutions such as Diaspora Affairs Office of the President, the Ministry of Foreign Affairs and Regional Integration, the Ghana Embassy in the Netherlands, Ghana Tourism Authority, the Ghana Export Promotion Authority, and the Ministry of Trade, Agribusiness and Industry. The time to expand is now.
West Africa's soil yields global treasures. Cocoa, cashew, shea, and cotton. They power industries across the world. Yet for our region, the greatest value still slips away, exported raw, taking with it jobs, industries, and the promise of shared prosperity. The real question is no longer what we produce, but who captures the final reward. True prosperity lies in the value we add right here at home. That's why the 4th edition of the EBIT President's Roundtable will gather the architects of Africa's prosperity and Africa's transformation to answer one defining question: how do we finance the journey from the farm to the port? Join Dr. George Ejekum Donkor and some leading experts as EBIT leads a high-level dialogue to unlock financing, empower local industries, and turn West Africa's raw potential into industrial power. Be part of the conversation redefining our economic future. Live on Metro TV, DSTV Channel 277, and EBIT platforms on November 24, 2025 at 11 a.m. EBIT President's Roundtable 2025. From the farm to the court, financing the value chains of West Africa's cash crops. My name is Anita Erskine, and it will be an honor to host you.
Some loves are born in the blink of an eye.
I've been madly in love with her since the first time I saw her. Then let's get married today.
I'll be the happiest woman in the world by your side.
And they kill your soul in a flash. Televisa presents You Are the One. Angela dreams of keeping her promise to be a great doctor and help her people. To Alvaro Ambition is stronger than his dream, and this greed will lead him to commit the worst betrayal to the woman he loves.
I will have a husband no matter what.
Samantha, will you please marry me?
Turning all her dreams into painful disappointments and dangerous consequences.
I've been waiting for you to answer my calls, Alvaro. I haven't heard anything from you. I've sent you so many messages, but you've never responded.
Have you left the bus station?
I just want to pay my debt and get out of here.
Her photographs are going to sell fast, and she will be our gold mine. Our clients will love those.
Are you looking for a boyfriend? Are you all right?
You Are the One, proudly sponsored by The Luckiest, Appointed Time Printing, Time Herbal Mixture, Samu Spices, Givers Herbal Center, Blue G.
All right, a very good afternoon to you. Welcome to the program. It's Good Afternoon, Ghana, and we'll have the opportunity today to go through budget presentation that was presented yesterday in Parliament by the Finance Minister. Resetting for growth, jobs, and economic transformation was the highlight of the day. In fact, it was a caption of the budget and the budget statement and economic policy presented on the 13th of November 2025 for the 2026 fiscal financial year. We'll get into it and then, speak with a few guests that we have put together as a news team to analyze the business environment, the industry, and all, stakeholders that are concerned, at least directly, this budget will affect. We'll speak with them as we go on. For now, let's give you the stories put together by the news team. Harriet Adi is standing by to bring us the stories in brief. Harry, welcome, and it's a nice Friday for us.
Yes. Thank you very much. Now, let's move straight to the headlines for the news update. Government announces scrapping of the COVID-19 health recovery levy and sweeping reforms to the value-added tax system to inject 3.7 billion Ghana cedis into the economy and return nearly 6 billion Ghana cedi to businesses and households in 2026. As part of efforts to retool Ghana's security agencies, Finance Minister Ato Forson announces government will commence the procurement of 4 helicopters and 2 aircraft for the Ghana Air Forces beginning in 2026. And finally, the Finance Minister says government is fully committed to completing the 198-kilometer Accra-Kumasi Express within the next 3 years, despite public doubts about the project's ambitious timeline. There's many more coming up shortly. And to our first story, Minister for Finance, Dr. Cassiel Ato Forson, says the Mahama administration's economic agenda goes beyond stabilizing Ghana's economy. Rather, it is focused on rebuilding the nation and laying a strong foundation for inclusive and sustainable growth. Presented the 2026 budget statement and economic policy to Parliament on Thursday, November 13, Dr. Forson said the government's ongoing reforms reflect a vision of national renewal anchored on discipline, equity, and transformation.
Our growth is now powered by domestic production. Mr. Speaker, the service sector remains the heartbeat of recovery, surging 8.8% with ICT up 17.2%, finance and insurance up 9.5%, and education up 14.9%. Agriculture, the backbone of stability, also grew by 6%, doubling that of last year. Mr. Speaker, cocoa rebound from a sharp 21.4%, contracting to 2.8% growth. About 10.4 billion Ghana cedis in claims were rejected. Mr. Speaker, due to duplications, recycled IPCs, inflated invoices, falsified stores receipts advice, and instances of no work but demanded money. Right Honorable Speaker, out of the rejected amount, about 1 billion Ghana cedis, comprising BTAs, bank transfer advices, that had already been processed by the Ministry of Finance. Mr. Speaker, I'll give an update on sovereign credit ratings. Right Honorable Speaker, all three major international rating agencies have upgraded Ghana's, affirming new faith in our macroeconomic management. In June 2025, Fitch lifted Ghana from restricted default to B-. Again, Moody's in October upgraded Ghana to CAA1. And Mr. Speaker, in November, a couple of weeks ago, S&P also upgraded Ghana to B-/B. Mr. Speaker, together, these upgrades marks a global vote of confidence. Ghana is once again credible, stable, and open for business. Mr. Speaker, I take you to monetary and financial sector performance. Right Honorable Speaker, monetary policy in 2025 stayed tight but effective, thanks to prudent management by the central bank and the governor. The Speaker, the Bank of Ghana cut broad money growth to 16.6% and base money to 4.5%, sterilizing 55 billion Ghana cedis to stabilize the cedi and lock in the lowest inflation in 4 years. Right Honorable Speaker, Ghana's external sector remained strong in 2025. The current account surplus rose to 3.2% of GDP from 2%, driven by robust gold and cocoa export, higher remittance, and strict import management. Mr. Speaker, a $2.1 billion United States dollar trade surplus and growth in non-traditional exports showed a more diversified economy. The Ghana cedi appreciated against the US dollar from 16.35 Ghana cedi to the US dollar in November 2024 to 10 cedi 92 pesos as at 10th November 2025. Mr. Speaker, this represents a rare appreciation of 35%, reflecting sound fiscal and monetary policy management. Right Honorable Speaker, this stability lowered debt costs and eased inflation. Gold and cocoa powered the recovery. Gold earnings rose 68% to 11.2 billion United States dollars. Speaker, cocoa rose 170% to 2.47 billion United States dollars, whilst oil dipped to 1.83 billion. Right Honorable Speaker, Ghana's rising export firms reserves, and a stable cedi confirms one thing, that Ghana's recovery is real, disciplined, and indeed lasting. Mr. Speaker, take you to sectorial performance. Right Honorable Speaker, the story of Ghana's economic recovery in 2025 is best told through the work of our ministries, departments, and agencies. Across every sector, from agriculture and industry to governance, infrastructure and human development, performance in 2025 reflects disciplined execution and innovation. Mr. Speaker, our task now is to sustain this momentum. We will boost productivity in agriculture and industry.
Ghana's 2026 budget places industrialization at the heart of the country's economic recovery and transformation, with governments rolling out initiatives to expand domestic manufacturing, promote import substitution, and boost export-oriented production. Through the Rapid Industrialization for Jobs program, the government aims to strengthen the country's industrial base and create employment opportunities.
Positioning modern textiles and garment as a cornerstone of Ghana's industrial transformation. 3 new garment factories in Bono East, Central and Eastern regions will be established to operate under the 24-hour economy. Mr. Speaker, this will create about 20,000 direct jobs and boost community livelihood through private sector partnership. To strengthen local manufacturing, export of non-ferrous scrap metals and raw rubber will be restricted under the Feed the Industry program. Mr. Speaker, to strengthen local manufacturing, export of non-ferrous scrap metals and raw rubbers will be restricted under the Feed the Industry program. This will channel raw materials to domestic processes, support component manufacturing, and build stronger value chain in metals and rubber-based industries. Right Honorable Speaker, 7 new agro-processing plants in the Northern, Central, Ahafo, Bono, Northeast, Bono East, and Western North regions will soon be fully operational. This will process yam, fish, poultry, cashew, rice, shea, and palm kernel oil, cutting post-harvest losses, generating 700 direct jobs, and providing reliable markets for thousands of farmers. Mr. Speaker, these initiatives mark a decisive shift from exporting raw materials to building factories, adding value and creating jobs for our dear youth. Right Honorable Speaker, under the President's Accelerated Export Development Initiative to enhance value addition, 2 new cashew processing plants to be financed by the Ghana Exim Bank will be constructed at Sampa in the Jama North municipality of the Bono region and Abuabo Techiman in the Bono East region.
Minister for Finance, Dr. Kasiola Toforson, has announced that the government will roll out the Farmer Service Centers initiative to strengthen mechanization and modernize agriculture across the country. Presenting the 2026 budget statement and economic policy to Parliament on Thursday, November 13, he said the government will provide over 4,000 units of agricultural machinery to 50 selected agricultural districts to enhance productivity, reduce manual labor, and improve efficiency along the agricultural value chain.
Mr. Speaker, I will take you to agricultural sector initiatives. Right Honorable Speaker, agriculture remains the heartbeat of Ghana's economy, the source of food, jobs, and dignity for millions of our people. Mr. Speaker, our vision is to make Ghana's agriculture commercial, modern, mechanized, market-driven, and youth and women-led. The focus is on creating agro-industries across the country, dynamic hubs where production, processing, and distribution happens around the clock. Mr. Speaker, this is how we will feed our people, provide raw materials for our industries, reduce imports, create jobs, and make farming profitable. Once again, Right Honorable Speaker, in view of that, we have developed a national policy on integrated oil palm development. So, Speaker, government is launching the national policy on integrated oil palm development, a bold plan to turn Ghana's red gold into a powerhouse of jobs, industry, and foreign exchange. Right Honorable Speaker, despite being one of Africa's pioneers in oil palm, Ghana still imports nearly 200,000 metric tons of crude palm oil yearly, costing over $200 million United States dollars. This policy changes that by expanding plantation, boosting refinery and processing, will create about 250,000 jobs. So, Speaker, the goal is clear. 100,000 hectares of new plantation, self-sufficiency in palm oil, and global competitiveness, and creating 250,000 jobs in the value chain. To unlock this potential, government will secure a large climate-suitable land banks through the Ministry of Lands and Natural Resources to ensure fair compensation, secure tenure, and full environmental compliance. This marks a new dawn for Ghana's agro-industrial transformation. Mr. Speaker, we are putting together a $500 million equivalent oil palm development financing window. Mr. Speaker, oil palm plantation development requires patience and long-term capital and not short-term loans. To meet these needs, government is establishing $500 million equivalent oil palm development financing window with the World Bank, DFIs, and our development bank. So, Speaker, it will offer long-term, low-interest financing, 5-year grace period, and cover up to 70% of project costs, targeting only sustainable, job-creating ventures. Right Honorable Speaker, smallholder farmers will be at the center of this policy. Mr. Speaker, through our Outgrower Partnership Scheme, they will access improved seedlings, mechanization, credit, and guarantee offtake at a fair price.
Still on the budget presentation, Ghana's 2026 budget identifies the digital economy and creative industries as key growth sectors capable of generating high-value jobs and driving innovation across the economy. Under the Digital Economy Acceleration Program, the government is rolling out the 1 Million Coders initiative, which aims to train and certify youth in coding, AI, cybersecurity, and data analytics. Finance Minister Dr. Kasala Atofo-Forson, presenting the budget on Thursday, November 13, said the initiative is part of a broader plan to position Ghana as a technology talent hub for Africa by 2030.
Right Honorable Speaker, in 2026, government will rehabilitate the National Theatre in Accra. We will also commence site acquisition and design of a second National Theatre in Kumasi. Mr. Speaker, we will establish film fund to revive the film industry, such as Kumawood and other film associations. Right Honorable Speaker, we will also establish creative arts fund for the arts, music, fashion, food, and other creative sectors.
So Dr. Atofo-Forson also announced that the government has allocated 200 million Ghana cedi for the construction of mini stadiums across the country. Presented the 2026 budget statement to Parliament on Thursday, Dr. Forson said the investment is aimed at promoting sports development, encouraging youth participation, and improving access to sports infrastructure in communities.
New created regions have lacked the facility to nurture and showcase talent. Right Honorable Speaker, the Mahama administration is determined to change this. Beginning 2026, government will commence the construction of modern sports stadiums in 3 out of 8 regions without sports stadiums. These new facilities will provide opportunities for young athletes to develop their skills, attract sports tourism, and serve as a training hub for regional and national teams. Beyond football, they will also support athletics, volleyball, boxing, and other disciplines that have long defined Ghana's sporting heritage. Mr. Speaker, we also take this opportunity to acknowledge the resilience and commitment of our Black Stars, whose qualification for the World Cup continues to inspire our nation. Right Honorable Speaker.
And Director of Communication for the New Patriotic Party, Richard Ahiagba, has referred to the 2026 budget read by Finance Minister Dr. Atofo-Forson as deceitful and a repetition of promises made in 2024, further advising the minister to work and stop talking. Also speaking on Good Morning Ghana, MP for Sagneregu, Issa Atha, commended the Finance Minister, declaring him the best minister so far.
A criminal deceit by the Finance Minister to open his statement yesterday saying that they inherited an economy in distress. That's a lie of the highest order. This budget is the greatest of all formatting. They inherited a recovering, growing economy. And you can look at all the macroeconomic indicators. If you look at where our inflation was in 2022 and where it got to 23 when they took over, it showed you a decline. Ato forcing and all that they are chanting Ato is forcing, he's only forcing and denigrating people, his predecessor, so that their record look bad so he can look good. Otherwise, he's not performing to look good.
The Finance Minister, Dr. Ato Forson, I believe that he is fit for purpose. He has distinguished himself. In fact, I think that he's the best minister in this government so far. And to that end, nobody can question the way he performs. However, like you said, finance, managing the fiscal space of this country requires a lot. In fact, you see that over the last weeks, Dr. Ato Forson hasn't slept.
Well, that's it for the news update on Good Afternoon Ghana. My name is Harriet Annie.
Thank you so much for the updates there. So with all the breakdown that we'll do, it will be after this break. Harry, thank you and have a good Friday.
Oh, Jose, and I'm the SMS. Can any pan? Let's say I'm sure you know what they mean. A drain I didn't know. Kingdom Garlic Bitters. No benefit him. Me benefit wine. Also, what told dear? Abrewa, the smile, Abrente, Mishuve. One antique crana wabre. No Kingdom Garlic Bitters, and any capsules. Nanya, what dear Bribia. Kingdom Garlic Bitters, and the capsules. Assembia you a devil when Amawani I say send your my wife complain one personal Kingdom Ginseng Power Capsules and tea. Say see mpaswa deck.
Kingdom Ginseng Power Capsules. Emeni chienya sumdie befi abrebia. Obebia o de poa haw no. Edro bakupa wuhia ne Tremendous Capsules. Tremendous Capsules esiesie wu ma wo ye obesima. Edno yi wo benya bi wo bebia yeton nro bia. Kingdom Herbal, no challenger.
Hi, my name is Kofi Ashridakwa. I'm Director of Diaspora Affairs, Office of the President, Republic of Ghana. When I think about the Dutch people and Ghana, we have such a long-standing relationship right before we attained independence. At a certain point in our country's history, they were in charge of us. You know, they ruled this country. Quite a number of forts and castles were also built by them. Whenever you hear about African print, the connection is between Ghana and, for that matter, Africa and Dutch people. That's what it is. And over the years, we've had such an amazing standing relationship. So much contribution from Ghanaians in the diaspora, from Holland, from Den Haag, from different parts of that country who have been part of our country's growth right here in GH. And we don't take that relationship for granted at all.
Uncle are almost here.
Wait a minute. This one too, your friend Kwame.
Wait, Kwame. As in the same Kwame again?
Yes, Mommy.
The second coming. Into all this tension just to reintroduce that broke boy from Kaswa.
Why would you deceive the family like this again?
Now I understand the whole delay. Troll from Kaswa dear. Why wouldn't he be late? Or be late?
Of course.
Star 712 hash, star 712 hash. Yeah, you go be the luckiest. Go be from Georgia, be luckiest. From not the block, she be luckiest. Yeah, you go be luckiest. No matter why you're luckiest. Everybody go be that luckiest.
That's Kwame.
Send your God down boom. If you put it toy, so would the coming of the Son of Man be. Is that his car?
Ha! Even now, your shadow the way designer.
I use my own mouth to reject him. Oh, this is my mouth. Look at that.
Kwame, my son. Now, tell me the truth. How did this all happen?
Oh, Mommy,
Simple direction. Mr. Good Luck no me way.
Yeah, man. Easy car. Or dial star 712 hash.
The devil is a liar.
He picked his ticket and entered his lucky 5-digit number.
How much birthday?
Oh, how romantic! And he followed the prompts, yes. And then boom, confirmation test.
One quick, pick 5 numbers for me, okay? I'm feeling like 7.
Dial star 712 hash. Choose your ticket. Enter your lucky number. Follow the prompt and let destiny handle the
You see how they love you now?
Yo, baby, our family permission. Before December, may release a motivational album. Fatapa, my super.
This promotion is regulated by the NLA on the Caritas platform.
West Africa's soil yields global treasures. Cocoa, cashew, shea, and cotton. They power industries across the world. Yet for our region, the greatest value still slips away, exported raw, taking with it jobs, industries, and the promise of shared prosperity. The real question is no longer what we produce, but who captures the final reward. True prosperity lies in the value we add right here at home. That's why the 4th edition of the EBIT President's Roundtable will gather the architects of Africa's prosperity and Africa's transformation to answer one defining question. How do we finance the journey from the farm to the port? Join Dr. George Ejikum Donko and some leading experts as EBIT leads a high-level dialogue to unlock financing, empower local industries, and turn West Africa's raw potential into industrial power. Be part of the conversation redefining our economic future, live on Metro TV, DSTV Channel 277, and EBIT platforms on November 24, 2025 at 11 a.m. EBIT President's Roundtable 2025. From the farm to the court, financing the value chains of West Africa's cash crops. My name is Anita Erskine, and it will be an honor to host you.
I have the honor and privilege to present to this House the budget statement and economic policy of government for the 2026 financial year. Mr. Speaker, this address is an abridged version of the full 2026 budget statement and economic policy of government. I respectfully request that the Hansa Department captures the entire budget statement and economic policy of government for the year ending 31st December 2026. Mr. Speaker, I accordingly present the budget statement and economic policy of government for the year ending 31st December 2026. Right Honorable Speaker, again in accordance with law, I will also lay before this House the following statutory reports. The first will be the 2025 annual report on petroleum funds, and the second will be the 2025 annual report on the collection and utilization of the African Union Import Levy, in line with Section 7 of the African Union Levy Act 2017, Act 952. Mr. Speaker, in the course of 2026, and pursuant to Article 36(5), I will cause to be laid before Parliament on behalf of the President a coordinated program of economic and social development policies, including agriculture and industrial programs at all levels and in all the regions of Ghana. Right Honorable Speaker, I will also present the following bills, regulations, and memoranda for consideration by this House. Speaker, the bills and regulations will be the following: the Value for Money Bill, the Virtual Asset Service Providers Bill, the Value Added Tax Bill, the COVID-19 Health Recovery Repeal Bill, the Ghana Education Trust Fund Amendment Bill, the National Insurance Amendment Bill, the Public Procurement Regulation, request for approval for a revised investment policy of the Ghana Petroleum Funds in line with Section 31A of the Petroleum Revenue Management Act, Act 2011, Act 815.
And that's an excerpt of the Finance Minister on the floor of Parliament delivering the abridged version of the 2026 budget for the financial year. Let's get interactive and engage Professor Enoch Opoku-Antwi. He is a governance expert and policy analyst as well. He's joined us via Zoom. Let's hope he is active. Prof, thank you for your time. You're welcome to Good Afternoon, Ghana. Hello, Prof. Okay, as we wait for Prof in the meantime, let me try and see if Mary Kwating Darko is on. She is an associate professor, director, tax, PricewaterhouseCoopers. Mary, thank you so much as well for your time and good afternoon to you. Hello, Mary Darko, can you hear me? Okay, I think I see. Is Mary Darko active? Prof, how about you? Can you hear me? Prof Enoch? Okay, I can see them on Zoom, but I think I'm not audible. So let's try and see if we can, hear them as the producers work around it. But in the meantime, we will give you excerpts of some of the captions given to us by the Finance Minister, Ato Forson, as he delivered the 2026 financial year budget. So some of the captions, maybe I'll give you briefs of them as we went by listening to the Finance Minister. He gave us some briefs also, as has been captured in the budget. So in the area of, say, for example, VAT, the Finance Minister says that the new VAT reform will raise the VAT registration threshold from 200 Ghana cedis to about 750,000 Ghana cedis. He also said that the new VAT reforms will reduce the effective VAT rate from 21.9% to 20%. The new VAT reforms will abolish VAT on reconnaissance and prospecting of minerals. I know that the miners had been fighting for this for the longest of time. They've been wishing that this will be removed, VAT on prospecting for minerals. A new VAT reform will abolish the decoupling of GET Fund and the NHIL levies from VAT taxes base and allowing both levies to be subject to input tax deductions. Let's see if my guests can hear me now. Professor Enoch Opoku. Prof, can you hear me now? Good afternoon.
Yes, I can hear you very clear and loud. Good afternoon.
Fantastic. It's good to have you, Prof. Thank you so much. Prof is a governance expert and a policy analyst. Let me try Mary Kwating Darko if she's also active before I get back to you. And Mary is Associate Director, Tax, PricewaterhouseCoopers. Mary, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you loud and clear. I hope you can hear me.
Yes, I can. You're so audible. Thank you so much for this. Is Joseph Paddy active? Joseph Paddy, Director. Okay, I don't have Joseph. Let me engage Prof now. Prof, so I start off with you, even though they say ladies first. Let me start with you. Your first, what stood out for you with the presentation yesterday, as we saw the Finance Minister go according to Constitution, deliver the financial year budget for 2026. What stood out for you?
Thank you once again. There are a lot of things, or a couple of things that stood out to me. The first one is the saying of Nelson Mandela, who said that a nation should not be judged by how it